What's going on, chicken friends? It's Donna Little from the Coop Scoop, and I'm out here hanging out with my precious little bantam nuggets, and they were just right there. And of course, now they all just ran over here, so you can't see them. But I'm sure they'll make an appearance at some point while I'm doing this video. But I'm just going to kind of do a little vlog because I want to ask you guys a question. And I also, come here, baby. And I also wanted to tell you guys a couple of things that are going on because there's something going on in my neighborhood that might just change things at the Coop Scoop. We'll see. I don't know. Question first, though. So I have not ever had bantams before. All of my chickens are pretty big. And these chicks are small, obviously, for their age. But in case you don't know what I'm talking about or what's going on with these guys, I have 2.5 weeks ago got the 4 bantams that I'm sitting with right now. 2 of them were 4 weeks old when I got them. The other 2 I was told were 6 weeks old when I got them. And then I also got some little new babies from the same family. And the little babies are in the house, and they I was told, a week old when I got them. I got them because I had a 1-week-old chick at the time that was by herself, and she needed some companions. So those babies, after my husband brought them home and I got a good look at them, I kind of thought they might be a little under a week old, but, they can't be, we're not talking about a difference of maybe 3 or 4 days. So they have to be, because I've had them 2.5 weeks, they have to be 3 weeks old, at least. These babies are tiny. And I know sometimes when you're watching a video, things can be, it's hard to discern the size of things sometimes. They are itty bitty. Like, I can hold the 2 of them together in the palm of my hand very easily. The smallest one would absolutely still fit in an egg. Like, it is the size of a newborn, regular size chick. So what I'm wondering is, the 2 that were 4 weeks old of these bigger girls when I got them, that are now like 6.5 weeks old, when I got them at 4 weeks, they were so much bigger already than these 3-week-old chicks I have now. There's absolutely no way that these 3-week-old chicks that are in the house are going to be even close to the size that these chicks were a couple of weeks ago. Hopefully all that made sense. But there's no way they're going to grow that much in a week. I mean, it's like a difference of probably at least 2 weeks. I know chicks grow fast. I have a lot of experience having chicks. But they're not going to grow that fast. So do you guys think that it's a possibility that all of these chicks, like this one right here, oh, she's flying away, is one of the ones that should be 6 weeks old or 6.5 weeks old? I mean, is it possible she's older than that and she's at least like a week older? It just, when I say these things are tiny, it would make more sense. I can't, there's no way that they're younger than I think that they are, or they would have come to me in an egg. So there's just literally no way they're going to be anywhere close to what these guys were 2 weeks ago in another week. It's impossible. So with that said, what do you think? Do you think that these guys could be actually older than I think they are? Or I've got mosquitoes getting on me. They found me. Or, I mean, like I said, or are my chicks just freakishly small? I mean, they are itty bitty. So there's my question. But also, this just, is a testament to how, I don't think this is a coincidence, to how smart chickens can be. Like, they definitely, I see people say that they're dumb all the time. They can definitely learn things and remember things. So let me just tell you what happened. I've been bringing the older girls out every day for the last several days. And the first day they were a little intimidated by being out here in the run. And it was like by the second day they were like, yes. And they love being out here. They're flying all over the place. And I put in this little short roost out here. And I gave them a stool. I gave them a dust bath. And it had nothing but sand in it. And they got in it today and they started eating the sand. So we ain't going to do that. So the dust bath is back out of here. Now they can bathe on the ground. The dirt out here has been tilled up. But excuse me if I'm just smacking mosquitoes. So these little guys have thoroughly enjoyed being out here. Last night, when I went to bring them back inside, I have been carrying them in and out in just a small animal carrier. And I brought it in to the run because it's just sort of sitting over there and set it down. And I mean, they ran from me like they knew why they were going to go in it. And it was just like they will run right to me. They're sitting on my leg right now. They're the friendliest little chicks ever. And they would not come near me. And it was like wrangling cats. And I got all of them finally in. I would get one in and one would manage to get past me and get back out. And it took me 5 minutes to get 4 little chicks in this thing. And I was like, do you guys know you're about to go back in the house? So what made me really think that is what they knew was this morning, I went to go bring them back out. So I went into the brooder because I have one that's big enough that I can walk into. And I walked in and I brought the same carrier that they were fleeing for their lives from yesterday and set it down on the ground. And all 4 of them hopped in it. Like, we know where we're going. And I was like, that is the cutest thing ever. So they've loved being out here. So tonight is the first night I'm going to leave them in the coop. And they haven't even been in the coop yet. I've just had it. There's not even a ramp over there. So they can't even get up into there even if they wanted to. But I'm going to take them in at probably about 7 o'clock. So there's still enough light in there for them to see. I don't know if they'll hop up on the roost or not. I don't know if it's definitely not too tall. Like they can fly up onto this little stool here. But I don't know if they will use it, being the age that they are. So I'm going to bring this little short roost inside, and then they also do have an actual roost they can get on. So they can make their choice whether or not to do that or go up onto the actual roost bar, or I have put them a box in there, and of course their shavings on the ground, and their shavings are like pretty thick in the little box. So if they want to make a little cuddle puddle, then they can just lay in there. But I'm going to be probably worried about them because I'm a helicopter mom when it comes to my babies. So I'm sure they're going to enjoy it. And then I'm just going to be able to shush them on back out tomorrow morning, and they'll be able to just, start living their new life. And I've been bringing the littles out for just a short time every day because like I said, they're so tiny. Now, Kaya is also the porcelain Duclay that has the slip tendon. She's their age. She might be a couple days older than them. She's way bigger than they are. And she should be a smaller breed because these are all Cochins. So I don't know. It's very strange. But I've been bringing them out a little while every day, and they enjoy it. The babies definitely enjoy it. Kaya seems to have a little bit of a hard time navigating because the ground is level and there's a little straw down and everything, but she's getting a little more balanced every day, so she's doing okay. Next thing I want to tell you guys, and this is kind of interesting, and I've known about one of these situations for a while, and I haven't said anything on the channel, and some of you I know will know exactly why I have kept my mouth shut about this on the channel, but somebody in the area has a rooster. Now, I get asked constantly why I don't have a rooster. I mean, almost every day. I have predictive text on my phone, and as soon as I type the letter W, the entire sentence will pull up. That's how many times I get asked this question. So I think Mark is walking out here. I don't know. We'll see in a second. But I can't have a rooster here because of city and county ordinances. So I don't want to be that neighbor. I don't want to have people complaining. I don't want the city at my house, the county at my house. I don't want neighbors calling me and complaining. I don't want to get into it. However, I started hearing a rooster crow around here, and I can tell it said, oh my gosh, hold on a second. I have a quail out. I'll be right back. Okay, I have some quail in a temporary little pen, and I knew it wasn't super secure. It's inside the run, but one of them was like, hey, girl. Anyhow, so the situation is this with this other person. They live, I actually very randomly discovered who it was that has this rooster. They live on the same road I live on, but they're about a quarter of a mile away. They don't have any houses near them. There's a horse pasture next to them and just a big, huge piece of land beside them that there's not a house on. So even if somebody nearer to them than me hears that rooster crowing, they're probably not going to know where it's coming from. So I doubt anybody would complain about it. I can hear it. This rooster crows at night a lot. And I can hear it at night, but it's so far away that it's actually a pleasant sound. But I don't think anybody would complain, because unless they just got lucky enough to drive past their house and happen to catch a glimpse of the rooster, and that's what happened with me, they're not going to know who to even complain about. I just was driving by kind of slowly one day because there's a school zone up there, and just happened to see the rooster standing in the yard. And I was like, there you are. Well, yesterday morning, I woke up and I heard a rooster crowing. And I thought, is that same rooster? And then I didn't really hear it again. So last night I should say, I had my windows cracked open in the bedroom because we had a rain come through and it cooled things down a lot. And what woke me up this morning at the literal crack of dawn was a rooster crowing. And I thought, that is not that same rooster. Like, that's close. I had this moment where I thought, is that one of my chicks? Has one of my chicks started crowing? Quite a manly crow at this age? And then I was like, no, that's not possible. They're not going to have that kind of voice. So I got out of bed and came outside, and this rooster is crowing from the neighborhood behind me. Now, I put out a short earlier where the girls are eating the figs, and you can hear the rooster crow in the background. Let me just tell you something about this neighborhood. Now, I live on 3 acres, but there is a neighborhood that runs alongside my house and then behind my house. So I probably have 9-ish houses that butt up, their backyards butt up to my backyard. Well, and on up into the front yard. So I do have a neighborhood around me, even though I'm not in the neighborhood. There's a guy that lives on the street back behind me, and Mark's family knew him for years, and I know him. But if a man could be a Karen, he's a Karen. And I'm sorry to any Karens. I know y'all probably hate that. I didn't make the term up. But he is in everybody's business. He calls code enforcement on everybody. If their lawn isn't cut fast enough, he calls the city on people. He calls the county on people. He is that person. He's so nosy that when we put our privacy fence up, and he can probably barely see our house from where his house is, he would probably have to be standing at the right spot in his yard, and he can't see it now. He got in his car and drove around the block and came down my very long driveway to ask what we were doing and why we were putting up a fence. I mean, seriously, how nosy are you that you need to know that from a neighbor that's not even really in your neighborhood? So here's what I'm saying. If this rooster is not just at somebody's house for the weekend because he's going to be Sunday dinner, that might be the case. They might have just gotten it and it's going to be on the dinner plate tomorrow night. I don't know. If it stays and I continue to hear this rooster crow, and our little Karen neighbor over there does not make a big deal about it, because if anybody's going to make a big deal about it, it's going to be him. And it sounds like it's coming from like the house next door to him. Then if one of my bantams turns out to be a rooster, I would consider keeping it. If I have more than one, let's see if we can turn this camera a little bit so you can see those little babies. If we end up with more than one, I wouldn't probably be able to make that work, because I won't have a good hen rooster ratio, and there would probably be some fighting. But if we just end up with one and loudmouth rooster behind me gets to stay, yeah, we might just have a little bantam rooster. So that is what's going on here at the Coop Scoop. Of course, I'm going to keep you guys updated. And honestly, like literally, it crowed a lot this morning. So you'll probably, if he stays, you'll probably hear it in a lot of videos and a lot of shorts. Because I actually said to Mark earlier, I hadn't heard him for the rest of the day. And it was like 5 minutes later he crowed. So I'll keep you abreast of this situation and let you know what's going on. Honestly, I'm not hoping to have a rooster. I don't really want that necessarily. And no, this does not mean that I will be getting a rooster for my big girls, because I really don't want to press my luck. But if I end up falling in love, well, I'm already in love, what am I saying, with these babies, and one of them turns out to be a rooster, it might just get to stay. You know what I mean? Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying our content. And if you are, hit that subscribe button and notification bell, because I know you don't want to miss watching these precious little things grow up and become the beautiful, beautiful hens that I know they're going to be. Have a fantastic day, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.